What is going on with all of my people of social media? I am a very saddened and very hurt D-Venom along with feathered friends. Thank you guys so much for joining us in regard to addiction, relapse, and recovery. Any amount of your guys' positive energy shown not only on this social media platform, but all of my social media platforms are always welcomed. And with that being said, let's get into addiction, relapse, and recovery. All right, you guys. I really don't know where to begin in regards to this content. I'm still literally shocked in regard to what happened this morning. I'm going to show you guys something. Those of you that follow my content know something is missing. And hold on one second. I'm going to remove this phone from the tripod and hopefully it doesn't stop recording. Okay, perfect. Let's go this way. Now, those of you that follow my content know that in this cage was 4 birds. These 2 blue ones, and then there was a yellow one, and there was a white bird. Well, she was white, blue, had a little bit of green and a couple of other colors in here as well. And I'm looking around in the cage for those 2, and I don't see them. And my eyes went in this direction, and they were right here on the bottom, dead. And little one, the one that had more white to her and a couple of other colors, was right here. Oh my God, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm still traumatized by it, so I can't even really touch the cage. Anyway, she was lying on her stomach. I couldn't even see her face, pretty much dead, so I'm not sure if she was up here and fell down here or what. And then behind her was Sunshine flat on her back. I'm not sure if she was up here and just came down and just died there. I'm not sure, but she was on her back. Her beak was open. Her eyes were open. I honestly think both of their eyes were open. These 2 were up here literally shocked themselves. As you guys know that follow my content, these birds are way more loquacitive than this. I would have to cover them to get them to stop being so loquacitive. But anyway, yeah, they're hurt. And yeah. One second, you guys. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get this on here without I'm not hanging it up, but okay, perfect. Without just stop recording. Anyway, I just know that I woke up this morning and everything was perfect. I started taking care of business in regard to, uploading on my platforms. I'm not sure if I went live on podcast or not, but I was conducting business in regard to phone calls, and Ms. Mo hit me up via Facebook for a interview this morning, and that went fantastic. I'm not sure if you guys seen the content or not, but I shared it via Facebook. I believe it's on Instagram and a couple of other platforms. But anyway, I shared my experience in regard to what happened this morning live during that interview with Ms. Mo, because I honestly think that is something that needs to be shared. And I honestly think that it needs to be some form of a movement in regard to individuals that are addicts that have a certain support system. I looked on Facebook for groups centered around what I am going through, and I didn't see that, which leaves the ball in my court. I'm going to be the motherfucker that makes it happen, because there needs to be some type of group out there that supports individuals in my shoes. Anyway, after I get done conducting business with Miss Mo this morning, which was around 9-something a.m., the interview was scheduled at around 10:30. So I wanted to hurry up and take a shower and be ready for the interview. And before I went to do this, I looked into the cage to greet my birds and, share some of that good energy that I was feeling at that moment with them. And I didn't see Sunshine and Little One. And Like I showed you guys, when my eyes hit the corner of the cage, that's where I found them. And I was literally shocked that my thing is how ironic that the two females on the same day or same night passed away. I don't even know when this happened. I'm not sure if it happened last night while I was asleep, or it couldn't have happened while I was conducting business earlier, because I would have heard a thump or something. I'm perplexed. I'm fucked up, to be honest with you. Anyway, I get done taking my shower and stuff, and I think I leave the birds in the cage because I couldn't deal with it. I tried to remove them before I jumped in the shower, and I touched Sunshine, I believe, and she was just so stiff, and I just couldn't do it. Anyway, I believe the interview happened, and I got that over and done with. And after that, that's when I decided to remove them from the cage. If it didn't happen that way, I removed them from the cage before I had the interview. I could not physically touch my birds. I couldn't do it. It reminded me too much of my cat. It's a long story with my cat. I, in a spiritual sense, had a lot to do with her death because I was on methamphetamine and some of everything else. I physically abused my cat, a lot of shit that I just never told anyone. Anyway, I took hold on one second. I don't know where it went. I had a wooden clothespin that I took, and I just attached it somewhere on their body, and I just, pulled them out from like that. And I put them in some plastic grocery bags, and then I put them in, I further put them in, grocery bags. I didn't want to leave them out because after the interview, I had an appointment with Recovia for a couple of hours, and I didn't want to just leave them, just out decaying and whatever else the case may be. So remember, I told you I don't eat meat anymore. And I took all that meat out of my freezer and I gave it to someone at my place of employment. So there's nothing at the bottom of the refrigerator when the meat goes. So I put them there in order to preserve them until I figure out what I want to do with their bodies, which I already know. I'm going to bury them somewhere in the backyard and, have a ceremony and whatever else, just for my own sanity. Anyway, I left, went to Recovia and got that over and done with. Thank God I did go. I was against going because I just didn't want to hear nobody talking to me about no motherfucking addiction and relapse and recovery. More or less hear somebody else's motherfucking stories. I didn't feel like exercising. I didn't feel like doing shit. But I got what happened to me this morning off my chest in group, and it felt really good. People comforted me, and it was a nice experience, overall. And I'm glad that I did go. Anyway, from there, from Recovia, I leave, and I'm pretty much here after taking care of some other business, and I'm here with these two. I'm trying to keep them as happy as I possibly can. It would be a lot more noisier than this, but they're gone. The beauty of it all is the fact that I'm in my recovery phase. I'm feeling emotion, and had I been in my addiction phase, I wouldn't have been feeling shit, and I would be at that front door, probably at that motherfucking Circle K, or making phone calls looking for methamphetamine. I did good. I allowed myself in the bathroom to grieve, and I cried, and I got it all out, and anyway, I want to make a movement in regard to people with addiction and their support animals, because people lose their support animals all the time and they have nowhere to go and talk about this. And just imagine all of the homeless people that have support animals and they lose them, just how quick they go and relapse, just because of that. And it's sad, it's really sad that there is no groups or anything geared towards helping individuals that are experiencing what I am. And I talked to Ms. Mo about this on her platform when we went live. this morning, and she kind of agrees with me in regard to there needs to be something for people that go through traumatic experiences in regard to losing a pet that are addicts. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to create a group. I'm going to make it public. Hopefully it goes public. And anyone can join in regard to that particular platform. And feel free to share your stories in regard to how your pet kept you afloat and during your worst times of addiction or whatever, and how it made you feel to lose them, and did you relapse? We need to have these stories. There's a movement in regard to addiction, relapse, and recovery. It's just a matter of getting people to join that movement and make things happen. But anyway, my people of addiction, relapse, and recovery that have pets, that have lost their pets along the way, just know that everything will be okay. I'm okay. I'm not thinking about relapsing or anything, so don't worry about that. But just pray for me and pray for these two. And until I get two more or a couple of more, I reached out to the person that gave me two of my birds, because their birds fuck all the time, so they always had babies. So I'll probably have a couple of more sometime soon. But anyway, you guys be good, happy sober living, and namaste.